Hello, everybody, and welcome to another session on Adobe Live this week with the one and only Tony Harmer. Tony, it's so good to be with you again on a stream. I was looking forward to this. As soon as Emma texted me and said, Maddy, can you join Tony on Wednesday? I was like, without a doubt, I'll clear my schedule. No problem. As we always have a great laugh together. And so it's great to be on with you. What are we covering today? We're going to do some fantastic fresco. Is that right?
That is definitely what we're going to do. Some fresco stuff. We are, because
Fabulous.
of course I'm filling in for David, who can't make it today for various reasons. So he's a little bit poorly. So I'm David for today, but I'm not doing comic stuff. I have done, but I'm not doing it today.
Well, no worries. I'm glad that we're in Fresco, as this is my go-to app at the moment for, just sketching and evenings and things and bobs, bits and bobs. And hello to everyone in the chat. I know that there is a, have you seen the 5 Summer Things challenge, Tony, that our community has?
I've seen some of the work from it. I've seen Gareth's work. I've seen some of Sandrine's work on there. I think Jackie did a piece as well. I think I saw something of Jackie's. I don't know. See much work every day.
Everybody is involved. I believe there's 5 days left. And so keep going, everybody. I'm loving looking at the hashtag in Instagram for 5 Summer Things and seeing what you're up to. And I'm sure that a lot of you have used Fresco in this process. So today we could get some inspiration from that and get in there. Hey to everyone in the chat. I can see Stuart in there. I can see Jackie, Andreas, Sandrine, Sean. It's great to see you all. And I have something to share with you, Tony, about my morning. And I said in the green room, Tony was like, what have you been up to, Mads? And I said, I'm going to tell you on the stream. So this morning, I have taken your LinkedIn learning course of an introduction into graphic design.
Have you?
I have.
The new one?
Yeah, I've made, oh my gosh, notes. The things I've learned this morning are unbelievable. I mean, honestly, I've learned about, is it the Fibonacci spiral? Fibonacci spiral,
yeah.
Fibonacci spiral, never knew that.
Yeah.
I knew the rule of thirds, but not that. So that's new to me. So many things. So I'm making notes of everything as I, get further into graphic design.
That's cool. You've watched the 2018 version there. That's the longer version. That's got a section on typography with the type police in it.
Yeah, I'm at typography right now, and I've just learned something new. A slab serif.
Slab serifs, yeah.
Never heard of slab serif before, but there we go. So yeah.
I've actually got my typography police ticket book right here.
That was the best Adobe Max freebie.
So it was. So I can write you up a ticket for things such as using using poor typeface choices or inappropriate use of Comic Sans.
That is exactly what I issued my husband with one of those. He works next to me, and yes, overuse of Comic. Was it Comic Sans? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. So good fun.
Anyway, I'm glad you watched it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, good. Yeah, getting into it. So what kind of things are we going to jump into on Fresco today?
Well, I think because there's some sort of sporting event going on at the moment that's quite nice, I think. Yeah. Well, quite nice for most people, unless you happen to be Norwegian, a woman, and involved in volleyball, which is shocking to say, but say the very least. But no, there's a sporting event going on at the moment, of course, we know, over in Japan. And so I thought what we could do is we could do something that's Olympics inspired. I've got here a crib sheet of the small icons that I've done for the various sports just there. I might rely on some of that. But I kind of wanted to, because of course the Paralympics follows up straight after that. So I thought what I'd do is do something that was pretty gender neutral and also could work for Olympians and Paralympians alike. So basically it's a robot.
Brilliant.
So that's where we're going with that.
Amazing.
That's what we're doing, thing with that.
I'm loving the Olympics at the moment. And I was, this is going to sound like the strangest thing to say. Out of all of the, the Olympics that I've watched, I was watching skateboarding the other day. And I don't know if it's the parent in me that was watching thinking, where are the helmets? This is really dangerous. Some of the jumps and things they were doing. And one guy fell. I watched him fall off. And I just thought, oh, he's not wearing a helmet. So I was watching through my hands, like, oh my gosh. Is that just me? Please tell me that someone's with me in the chat.
No. Listen, that just shows you're a good human. If you're doing that, if you're worried about things like that, that's good humanity to do that. But yeah, it is probably your instinct as a parent that's kicking in as well. Like, oh no, they've got a Paulie.
He's gonna bang his head. I know.
Mommy, make it better. Or Daddy, it's up to you.
Oh, Stuart says the skating was stunning. It was pretty cool, to be fair. I did love it. And Sean put pro crashes. Oh gosh, I can't watch, honestly. It's madness. Oh, Kath, there you go. Kath agrees with me. Thank you. I'm with you on that. Good.
Yeah.
It's me then.
It's good to have those instincts. It's a good thing. It is.
Yeah. Oh, it has been good though, watching the Olympics for sure. I'll tell you who did a really great illustration for the Olympics the other day, Rachel Prescott.
Yeah, I saw it.
Isn't it good?
Yes, it is good.
Really
and that's
good.
why I'm not doing a people-based one, because she did such a good job of that. Hers was all a sisterhood thing as well, wasn't it? It was really good.
Yeah, it was good. And Tim's right. Tim says, oh, look at that, new Fresco features. Tony, I've not seen, what are you doing? I've not seen this.
So I'm just getting a shape just here at the minute, and then I'm going to fill it with a colour. I'm just trying to establish some boundaries while we're talking. Not boundaries between us, of course. Just like general boundaries that I'm going to work to. So that's where I'm going with it. Yeah, so the shapes here.
Yeah.
So we've got the shapes, of course, we've got access to things in our libraries. I will be using some things from the libraries possibly later on, although I'll have to place them as an image, not a shape, the things I'm going to use. So
okay.
In fact, I could do that now, actually. I could just establish that straight off. If I go ahead and go to Creative Cloud, into my libraries, and AI Staples, in here somewhere. There we go. See, a couple of things that I could use just there. So the Olympic rings, they'll probably be very handy to have. There's a piece of, it's public domain actually, so I'm all right with using that one. I think we'll have the Olympic rings in there. We're going straight in with a heavy background. I'm not, that colour, by the way, that's in there is just a positional thing. It's not the colour I'm actually going for eventually, in all likelihood. I'm going to add something else, thinking about it while I'm here. Let's get that done. So if I go back to the libraries, back into this one, and I should have, there it is. So allegedly, according to Google Translate, this is the word Olympics in Japanese.
Amazing. I love it. It looks like a smiley face in there.
I'm hoping that's right. So, but I don't know is the truth. This is where we need Frank Payan from the French team, who speaks Japanese, to come along and help out and just tell me that it does actually say that, and it doesn't say, you know, like pasty or something like something amusing like that.
Joe Allen speaks some Japanese.
He probably does actually, because he spent quite some time.
I think he might.
In Japan. So yeah.
Oh, Stuart, I just asked him, has that mug got better spacing? Oh my goodness. I since I've been getting into graphic design a little bit more, I'm really aware
my head.
That's a good mug. I'm really aware of spacing between letters, and on the Vegas mug, there was no space. It was awful. The spacing between the welcome, the welcome sign in Vegas was awful. So Stuart says, "Is this mug better?" This is Finland, and yes, much better. Yeah.
There you go.
You're right,
I'm
though,
watching.
Tony. Oh, you go. Sorry.
I'm watching. I'm watching a series on Disney Plus at the moment, and what I'm very disappointed about is the fact that that the spacing on the titles that pop up, it's got a W and an A at the beginning, and the kerning there is way off.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like W, and then the rest of the thing. Whereas War of the Worlds, it's like WR of the Worlds.
Well, you mentioned in your course that once you see it, it's all around us, it's everywhere. And Caroline's just added to the chat, Maddy, you'll never look at a menu in the same way again. Oh no. Honestly, I can't. Oh.
Just while I'm here, by the way, what I'm doing is I've just added an adjustment layer, which is a fairly new thing in Fresco. That's only popped along a little while ago. And at the moment, I'm adding a hue saturation adjustment layer and just neutralizing the colors in the background just for the moment. Yeah, so you can see there's my adjustment layer. Nice. So if you're used to using those in Photoshop and whatever else, then all good. I don't need to clip it because I want it to affect everything beneath. I'm now going to make some changes just to the Olympic rings here, just to cut those back a little way. And the bottom I'm going to leave as is. Then I can bring my drawing layer up to the top here and commence drawing by your leave.
Nice. And you put those back there because you're going to be drawing on top of them. And then you go, okay.
Yeah. I've got to be honest, I have no concrete plan for this. It could go anywhere. Yeah, this one, because I've got a rough plan, put a robot in it. and yeah. And I did some, actually I'll just show you. I did some preliminary work this morning. So I'm just going to come out of this one and go into this one just here. This is the result of my preliminary work from this morning. And so I'm going to go for a robot that looks a bit like this one here. Okay. You'll notice that it has sort of got legs, but it's got a wheel. Just here, I'm going to put a wheel in there, like so, just to make it different. And yeah, this is going to have, and it's not going to be cat-like as this one was initially. I just thought, everybody expects me to do the cat thing because I just like drawing cats.
Yeah, I've seen cats and pigs actually, and raccoons.
Yeah,
and a lot of
always raccoons and cats. Yeah, always cats, often raccoons, occasionally pigs.
In space.
In space. Yeah. There's a woman who's got one of my pigs tattooed on her body.
What?
When she asked me about it, she asked me about it years ago, and I said, "Are you sure? You sure you want?" She's going, "Yeah, no, really. Could you just?" And she just asked me to make some changes to an existing drawing.
Wow.
And she had it tattooed into her skin.
Wow.
I've had a few of my things tattooed into people's skin, but the pig one was very, very odd because it was a strange pig. Let me just go to the time lapse just here, and I can show you. I can show you me establishing this particular drawing. So if I just run that, ignore the stuff at the beginning. So started out with a cuboid shape. Just there like so, then drew a body, and the proportions of it were pretty much like a human in it. So I selected that and resized it, then thought, no, don't like it. I think I should be changing. And then here, when I got down to the legs, I thought, actually, why am I insisting on putting legs in it? Yeah, why not do something that works differently as well? Because it's a robot, it's a complete fantasy. So that's what I'm going with for this one. So I'm going to redraw it though. We'll see how it goes. And if not, I can always pop into this document and copy that piece out and bring it into the first one there. So what do you reckon? Do you think that will be all right? Does everybody approve of
loving it
of my choice of robot?
Definitely. I do feel we do need to give him a name. But
do we? Well, they have got some robots. They have got some robots for the Olympics and the Paralympics.
Do they?
And I happen to have their names on another screen. Miraltoa and Somity.
Nice.
They're cool.
Oh,
and I may be pronouncing those things wrong. So I'm just saying. But there we are. Right. So let's get to doing some stuff. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is just because this is bugging me, being able to see these things. So I'm going to turn these off just for the minute and then get cracking. So I need to establish the kind of proportions this is going to be in and how it's going to go. So I'm going to do that with a nice simple rectangle like that. I don't know how well that's coming across. In fact, I can change the color because it's not critical. So let's just go with something like that. Just there. So it's going to fit in that sort of area there. I like things that break boxes because I think they work well. I think breaking a box is a good thing. Then I can carry on drilling down into that.
It adds tension. Breaking boxes across the page.
It does. Did you learn that from my course this morning?
Yeah, yes, I did. I just looked at my notes.
I said, I'm sure that's one of my scripts.
I literally just went, hold on a moment, this is the tutorial. And then I did. And I even drew a picture. Breaking the frame creates tension.
It does, yeah. So there, you're looking at Gestalt theory in that one.
Yeah, that's it. Gestalt, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Amazing.
Next year, that stuff is, or some of that stuff that I do is coming out as a book.
Oh, cool.
So I've got 3 books in the works at the moment. So I sign on one of them tomorrow. The other 2, I have an agent who's negotiating those things for me. So I'm just blocking in here, by the way. I'm not really drawing just yet. Just giving myself a rough idea of how things are going to work.
That's cool. Oh, congrats on the books, though. That'd be brilliant.
That's cool. And one of our former colleagues is actually agreed to be the technical reviewer for one of them, which is really nice. Doesn't work at Adobe anymore.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Steve Newbury.
Oh,
Noobs.
Steve Newbury. He's a lovely guy.
He is a lovely guy.
He is the true legend.
And we were good friends outside of work, or we are good friends, not were. It's past tense as far as I'm aware, but still good friends. We do things like theatre trips together, him and our wives.
No way.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. Great thing here, because it's a robot, I don't have to adhere too much to it's things I can resolve later on, but I think that's working out all right. I can't see the chat, so you're going to have to give me feedbacks from there as well, I'm afraid, madam.
Oh, sure. Well, mostly at the moment there, I think it's everyone seeing that I'm dropping knowledge bombs all over the place. Thanks, Stuart. And Sandrine says stealing notes, as I'm mentioning that the notes from the course I did this morning. And Jackie says Tony really has done everything. He has, Jackie. Sure.
I've been around a long time, though, right? This is the thing. You know, people look at me sometimes incredulously and go, "Yeah, I'm not sure you've really done all of that stuff." And I say, "Yeah, I kind of have." One.
Stuart says the film's due out next year.
The film.
Yeah, we've already seen the opening credits in After Effects with the smoke and the you remember, and the tea. What wasn't it? Pouring a cup of tea on your head in the previous stream that we did.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was in. That was in Tim Say and I's first title shot. No, second title shot. So we did a title shot for Dr. Woe, and then we did a title shot for Totes Defective.
That was those were good fun.
And allegedly there may be more of that to come at some point soon.
Stuart says, who would play Tony? And Sandrine has answered Ian McKellen.
Probably. I think I sat next to him once at the National Theatre. Not actually in the theatre, but in the cafeteria.
No way.
There. Yeah.
Did you say hello?
No, he was chatting to somebody. He was working. He was rude.
Yeah.
Rude. Actually, no, it wasn't Cyril McKellen. It was Michael Gambon. I remember now.
I can't picture Michael Gambon. I want to Google him after.
Easy
this is
mistake to
taking
make.
shape. This is taking shape though, looking good.
Now, I'm thinking that this robot here... Yeah, do you notice a theme here, by the way, that I tend to sketch things out not in black and white?
Yeah, I was going to ask you why you were doing it in red.
I use colour because it's easy to make changes and adjustments with a complementary colour. I do the same thing when I'm working on in Photoshop. I start out with a grey document, and I do work in black and white then. But on something like this, I'll actually begin in colour with it. So, or even if I've done a light sort of graphite pencil sketch, I would then continue in colour. So I like that shape here. And I'm trying to think of, so his face, or its face, I said his, it isn't a he. Yeah, it's most definitely not a he. But what this is, it's going to have a screen face. So a screen can change, of course, very quickly. So there we go. So I'm just kind of working out where eyes would be. Nice big smile to give it that kawaii factor. Do you know what kawaii is?
No.
Cute.
Kawaii?
Kawaii.
Kawaii. Ah.
Kawaii. Like
Kawaii.
Hawaii, but with a K.
Kawaii. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Oliver's just confirmed who Gamble was. Thank you, Oliver. I know exactly who you mean now. Appreciate that. Thank you. Substitute Dumbledore. Yeah.
He was a substitute Dumbledore. Dumbledore from the bench.
From the bench.
Oh, and they're playing their reserve Dumbledore. He's coming now, and it's Michael Gambon on with the grey cloak. He's Michael's first time as a wizard in Harry Potter.
Oh.
He was, yeah. So I think it looks like he's got sort of a siren on top of his head now, but that is going to be a camera, I think. So actually, that's not lining up properly. Let's just come away and undo that just there. Think about it for a minute. Tone. Yeah, it would be more that way, I think. No, that's still not working. We'll come back to that. But I think there should be a camera here.
Yeah.
It's a nice little camera at the top, because it can go around and enjoy it can go around and enjoy the events as well.
Nice.
Let's start to... Now, really, what I should do here, and in fact, I'm going to do it actually because you should. I'm going to add a new layer temporarily. Okay, and I'm going to very quickly, in black-ish this time, going to just go around this loosely, like so, because I want to just look at the silhouette and see if the silhouette is working out. A couple of places where that might need to change already. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, the angle of that wheel is going to have to be modified. I can see that already.
And then, are you going to bring in any of the Olympic sports and things into this?
Yeah.
How are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Is that going to be like icons or?
Yeah, it will be icons. I mean, I will loosely, for reasons of IP, I'm going to loosely base them on my crib sheet just here, very loosely. Very, very, very extraordinarily loosely. So it's just, oh man, I've got a gap. Man. There's a phrase that needs changing as well. Or a way to refer to things. I need to change that. I'm just super sensitive at the moment to the way that I'm very disappointed with being a bloke just at the minute, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Oh no.
I am.
Why?
I mean, No, just because of the way that other people of my gender are behaving. That whole thing with the Norwegian thing has really, really ground my gears, and
Pink has
upset me a
offered to
lot.
pay their fines for them.
She
though.
has. Awesome.
She's amazing, isn't she?
She is. I was kind of always hoping I would bump into her at some point when I was over at the studios in California, because she lived not too far away. She's got a ranch with a vineyard that's not far away from where I stay when I'm there. I'm kind of hoping, but the chances of her being in Albertsons Market, slim to none anyway. To be honest, I should imagine she orders in.
Probably. If you've got your own vineyard on site, you wouldn't need to leave. Hey, before, when you flipped that to the other view and you said, oh no, there's a gap, Mohammed asked, why shouldn't you have a gap? Why
no, there should be a gap. It just doesn't serve the purpose of what I'm doing right now, which isn't actually part of the drawing.
Sure.
I'm evaluating. And do you know what? In hindsight, you're right. You're absolutely right, though. Gaps are one of the things that are attractive. Not all the lines need to join up. Absolutely. That is definite. Mohammed, you are bang on with that one. But no, just for the purposes of this, I just want to do a little bit of an evaluation on that. And I wanted it to be filled. But with hindsight, what I should have done here is I should have used a vector brush and a vector layer and filled it that way quickly. So there we go. So
yeah, they fill much better, don't they, in the vector layers rather than
the
pixel layers. You always have to go around the outside with the pixel layer.
Yeah, and then you have to do things like when you're filling things, change the margin. That's the thing I see people do a lot on here. Right, they'll fill in a shape like this, and then they'll go and colour in all the gaps around the edge. In fact, if I just undo that fill,
what I do.
Right, and I'm just going to go and change that margin. So I'm going to push it up quite a long way and see how much more of that I've got in just doing that. In fact, if I go with this particular one, because
fill settings. Oh my god, this is new.
So you just do that, and it's like a tolerance. You can see I've got less work to do that way if I want to do it that way. But I think
that's new.
I think that looks like no, it's not new. That's been around for ages. That has. It's been there the whole time. Tell you what is new. If you want it, is there's the new precision panel just here that you can use for snapping. Yeah, and you've got grids and guides. So brand new panel, new precision panel. So you can see here rotation, snapping, 30 degrees, 45 and 90 degrees, and then guides, and you can turn your grid on and model your grid.
Gosh,
there,
so I need to check that I'm using the most latest version. Actually, I might not have updated.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Just check it.
I think, isn't it? Update.
I think that silhouette is telling me that I've got a couple of small changes to make, but I think that generally that's okay.
It looks good.
And
there you go. See, it's just finished uploading the update, and you can see all of the what's new. I can see all of the things I've missed.
There you go.
Yeah, drawing tonight. There we go.
There you are. You've got it. Let's just go back to this so I can see the changes I do want to make, because this hand, of course, is closer to us, and it'll be kind of a scoop type hand.
Sandrine says a good intro into isometric drawing.
Now that would be, do you know what, Sandrine? If that had an isometric grid, that would be really useful. If you could set a grid to 30 degrees, that would be fantastic. But unfortunately not. It's just the kind of graph paper arrangement you've got there. That's the rotation snapping. So you can tell it to snap to 45 degrees, 90 degrees, or 30 degrees. And it'll move around in those increments if you're using the touch modifier to change it with a touch shortcut. So, okay, so let's carry on making some adjustments here now, and I think it's time to change colors to work. That's not dark enough. Let's go to there. I'm starting to about these bottom bits. Yeah, and if that's going to truly make the shape that I want. Around there like that, I think that works pretty well.
Does look good.
I'm just hoping I can get something finished in the time.
That's always the challenge, isn't it? Because you want to get it finished, and we've been half an hour already, and it feels like 10 minutes we've been chatting. That's because we're always chatting. But anyone has questions for Tony, get them in the chat. We're showing in Behance today, behance.net/live. Get your questions in for Tony. We're doing an Olympic themed poster, and this is Paralympics, right?
Both.
Okay.
Both. I think it should be celebrating the event and the athletes of all abilities.
Oh yes. Did you see the opening ceremony?
Sadly, no. I only saw bits of it on Twitter the following day. It
was really good.
I've had a really, really busy time. We've got one set that we're just finishing at work to start filming on next week. We've got another set that has started production this week. We've got a third set which is due October, which Chloe is starting to work on this week, or working on aspects of it.
Wow.
So and then there's all the other stuff. So I've got a new course coming out in a couple of weeks. I've just had the bug reports for that this morning, so things that aren't working as expected. So I've got to fix all of those things.
Busy.
Yeah, it's all right though. You know, I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah.
Very grateful for it. So, but yeah, so I didn't really get a chance to watch it. The only thing I watched, a chance to really sit and watch, was on Sunday. I got to watch the women's road race, and that was epic.
I didn't see that.
Saw the last hour of it, and absolutely epic. I'm not brilliant with names, but it was a woman from Austria who actually hasn't got a contract to go to afterwards, because like normally they've got contracts lined up. These things. She hasn't got a contract. Do you reckon there should be a screen on its chest? The robot. I think it should have another screen.
If you're going to use the face for the screen, because you said it could change.
No, I think the face should be the humanizing aspect of it.
Then definitely a screen on the chest then.
But I'm thinking, Teletubby-like, so it could actually show different events.
Good idea.
On the screen.
Yeah.
That would be good. I think I'm going to incorporate that in.
Oh, screen with a heart, Stuart says. Yeah.
That's where we'll start. In fact, we'll put one on there now.
I'm seeing this more like a transformer though, Tony, where it could transform and suddenly a skateboard appears and it flips it into the air and jumps onto it. Or I know he's got a wheel though. Or I'm saying he again.
It's tricky, isn't it? Well, it's conditioned to do it.
Very tricky.
It's a conditioning we've got to break.
Yeah.
So phrases that have been banned for ages in my company, absolutely banned, are phrases like "man up." That's not allowed.
Oh yeah, we don't.
Women have children. Yeah, I've had loads and loads of injuries. I can't imagine any of them being as painful as having a child. I think it's completely the wrong phrase to use. I think it's out of date and out of purpose. There's others which I'm not going to refer to on here, but there are other phrases. I just don't allow them. But fortunately, because I've got a female, I'm not going to call them a workforce. I've got female colleagues. They're my daughters, for crying out loud, and my wife. So I've got females in my company, so it's really easy. But even they say these things, I go, don't say that. We don't say that.
Caroline says in the chat, what about the woman doing the triathlon and her bike tire got a puncture and then she got a silver medal? Amazing. I didn't see that, Caroline.
No way.
That sounds amazing, though. Just the perseverance and so good. So good, isn't it?
I'm going to have to graft on this one, you know. I'm just weighing up now where I am. Unfortunately, you're going to have to have me back next week.
It's shape though, it's looking good. It is.
It'll be all right. It will come together. I'll put the thing together. The important thing to remember here is that this is something that 40 minutes ago didn't exist at all.
Yeah.
So, you know, it wasn't real at that point, wasn't anything. It was just a spark inside my head. So I'm just starting to pop. Details are really the last thing I should be adding at this point, but I am just making some notes here for details. I think I'm going to include a first aid pack just on there.
That's always good.
Yeah. That will have a thing going around both arms there, and I'll incorporate that in this area here as well, because it's the same.
Maybe a detachable helmet for the skateboarders that you can give. Oh, I did it again. That it can give to the skateboarders. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's conditioning, Mads. You can be forgiven for it. It's but it, you know, breaking it starts somewhere.
That is true.
You know,
you're getting more than the creative stream today, everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
actually, yeah, no. I do go off on one sometimes. I'm constantly being reminded about that. I apologise. You're not here for the politics. You're here for the scribbling.
Don't worry. Hey, I'm keen to know though. Does everybody else in the chat draw like this, like in red or green to start off with a different background? I just go straight into the page, and so I'm learning new things here. And when I did my 5 summer things drawing, it was me on a floating flamingo with a cocktail. It was literally just
I saw that.
Just random. Oh, it wasn't very good, but just random, just bits. You got to be in it. That's all. You know, got to be in it. I would say in it to win it. I don't want to win it. I wouldn't win it, but you know, got to be in it. And yeah, I just literally just started there, just kept going over it. But does anyone else? Yeah, Tim says always in blue, so it doesn't show up when scanning it.
Now, blue is how I do it when I'm working on paper. I use a non-repro blue pencil. And the only people I can find who can make those at the moment is, I think, Karen Dash. I'm just having a look over there for inspiration, seeing if I can see a packet from one. I think Karen Dash to a non-repro blue pencil. Back in the day.
Blue or red for me at startup work. No way. Sandrine, not in Fresco, but basic shapes in Illustrator are bright green before combining.
Yeah.
Angus says, I used to draw with blue. Oh. Wow, I didn't realize this was a thing. Caroline says, not always, but I sketch in blue for my strawberries and Fresco. Your strawberries and Fresco were amazing. And Jackie, yeah, I was straightforward into black drawing. Yeah, see, I'm straightforward into black, but then I'm learning. So I might start with these other. And scanning though, wouldn't you be drawing on your iPad, Tim? What do you mean scanning?
You can always scan and bring that into Fresco. You don't have to do the whole, you know.
Oh, I see.
The fact that you can doesn't mean you have to.
From a notebook. Oh, he says just joking, Tim.
One of my grandchildren's drawing like crazy at the moment, and he messages me his drawings. But he did a strawberry the other week, which all right, it's a strawberry, but I think it's a cool strawberry. I like it. It's got all of the essential bits in it, but he did a lizard that I really like as well.
Who's that?
Theo.
Kind of cool. Maddy, you now have free reign to sketch in Maddy Scope colours.
Maddy Scope.
I need to take that. Maddy Scope. Amazing. Caroline asks, how old is he, by the way?
10.
Oh.
He's 10.
That's so good.
And my oldest grandson is 14 on Friday. And I'm going to say happy birthday because I know he watches this on the quiet. Just doesn't own up to it.
Yeah. 14.
14. Man, I've been on the planet a long time. That wheel's a little bit on the wonk, but I'm not too worried.
It is looking good. I mean, it really is. And I think there was a question actually of Sandrine was filmed in Madiscope.
I always think of you when I get to this dialogue in hue saturation. I always think, oh, hi, my name's Maddy. I'm doing some drawing here, and I think these colours are a bit muted, so I'm just going to push this. Yes, that's much better.
You've got to love a bit of, Oh my gosh, so funny. See, we need another one of those funny quizzes that we did. That was just, I still laugh at that. We need another one this year, for sure.
Yeah, we've got Halloween to look forward to.
Oh, of course, yes. Oh, well, bring your sunglasses to that stream, everybody, as you know what to expect.
Tim works really hard on those things.
He's amazing. All the work that goes on behind the scenes is amazing. And you both with your masterclasses that you do, like the Tim Say, those really
things, funny.
Yeah. Kirsty says you've got to have a laugh because it makes the world go round. Yes, it does. We always do have a laugh together. So
we always have, I think, from the whole.
Yeah. Always. Oh, here you go. Here's you're drawing around now over.
Yeah, I'm just cranking the smoothing up. So for this one, I think.
Nice. And you're in vector brushes now?
Yes.
Vector all the way. Okay. Good with the switch.
Now, back in the day, Mads.
Yeah.
Back in the day, during the early part of the.
During the war.
The war. Back in the day, this is that's how you draw. You'd actually overdraw things, and then you'd use a scalpel and just trim away the bits on the end, so you got nice clean corners.
See, that is
things, and also it stopped you interrupting your stroke and ending up with a wobble at the end, which is what you would do. You'd end up, as you slow down, you'd either change the thickness or you'd introduce some wobble, and so you would just carry on the fluid motion of overdrawing and then get the scalpel and just it'd all be on Bristol board. What I really like here is that I can double tap on the touch shortcut, swing it out to the second point here, and then just go ahead and swipe over those bits to get the path that I actually want just there, which is really good. Makes it nice and quick. And double tapping locks it, so I can just carry on working with the tool. I can double tap now, it goes away. You can do that. You can see when it's locked because it goes blue. If I just double tap it now, it's in its first mode, which is erase with brush.
Yeah.
If I slide out, it takes it to mode 2, or the alt mode.
Very cool.
Yeah. And double tapping just turns the thing back off. Means that I keep tapping the side of my pencil, by the way, which is why my color panel keeps opening up.
Jackie says that she used to dig into the paper too much when she used the scalpel technique.
Well, back in those days, Jackie, I'd have been working on Bristol board. So typically CS10 board. And that's got like a very, very fine clay surface on it. And that's what you'd flick it away with.
Caroline says that she didn't know what that circle was for.
Oh, the touch modifier. They call it something different, I think, in Fresco speak.
Tim would know what that's for. Tim, share it if you.
Tim will whisper it in your ear in a second. Tim makes us all look really good, and the reality is, we're not. It's Tim. Tim just says stuff in our ears that you can't hear. And he only ever does it when he's being helpful. He doesn't do it ordinarily like, ha ha ha, you're just making a mistake.
So, I'm just here to burn colours.
A touch shortcut.
Touch shortcut. Thank you. There you go.
Did everyone else hear that, or was that just?
No. It's just us.
That may have been the wrong effect. Hang on.
Oh, Luba says touch shortcut. Yeah. I don't know if everyone can hear that too.
I don't know if everyone can hear that one because he put in a little bit of an investment into into the effects just there. So I suspect strongly, right, that there's that everyone can hear it.
Yeah, Stuart says we can. Thank goodness for that.
Tim, by the way, producing the show today from a small hole in the ground, which is really nice. And Tim, if you're a good boy, I will let you out later. But you know,
it's the voice from Neptune, Sandrine says.
So much fun. I love working with Tim.
Same.
It's the best.
Always fun.
Now, what I think is missing from Fresco at the moment is something that did exist in ink and then in one of the earlier mobile apps, and that's French curves. To be able to drop a curve on here and draw, really good. I am sticking with a single line weight just at the moment, by the way, but I will vary the line weight a bit later on. I'm just doing it because I just want to get this. Oops, I want to get this done quickly. Yeah, so along here, I'm going to zoom out and do that again. This time with feeling. There we go. And where would the body position actually be on that? I guess it would be there. And there. I'm very quiet, Mads. It's alarming. Whenever you go that quiet.
I was staying quiet because Elvis suddenly, there was a delivery van that went past and he was like, oh.
Oh, Buddy does that.
And I was like, mute. So
Buddy does that. The other dogs are like, oh, it's a delivery guy or person. It is they're not guaranteed to be a man. See, it's conditioning. I just killed off that line. Okay, I can live with that. Yeah, he goes absolutely bonkers. The other two dogs are pretty much like meh. But he's like,
Elvis,
which is fine, but he's not much bigger than a sausage roll from a bakery. It's only like about that long. He's about that high.
Oh,
it's very long. He looks like a little rocket.
Oh,
little rocket dog.
Elvis likes to have a howl off, a daily howl off, especially if you sing Hakuna Matata, and get to the woo, you know, the bit, and then he's there like, oh. Very funny. Hey, Sandrine says something, by the way, I completely agree with you, Sandrine. She says, I found vector lines a bit disappointing in Fresco, but now I see it was me that didn't know how to use them. I agree with you. I didn't know. I've been doing things the long way around. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been fun.
It's not necessarily wrong, Mads. You know, don't bring that negative stuff down on yourself. It's not wrong. It's just different.
But there's a better way. There is a better way. But this is why we do Adobe Live.
Doesn't make you wrong, though.
Share. Yes. No, you're right. Yeah. It looks good, though. Like, this looks... So, I mean, I just realised I need to do more of this kind of the background work before I just go straight to the page. And I need to do a lot more of this.
80-20.
Yeah.
And in fact, if you plan things properly, in the early stages, it's so important to do all of that preliminary stuff and to kind of evaluate what you're doing. It's much easier to fix problems at that stage than it is later on.
Yeah.
You know. Again, I refer to my earlier statement here, by the way, about coming back and doing some line variation shortly. But for now, I'm just doing my thing.
Is this how you drew your Batman characters and other characters that you've drawn? I've only seen the Batman one, I think.
When I was actually drawing are you the Batman for Adobe?
Yeah.
Yeah. The sort of. Yeah.
Tony did a really cool Batman character, and it played in one of our meetings, and it spoke. I think it was through character animator, right? And
it was character animator early on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. The president of Adobe in our region asked me to do it. Said, "Would you come on and do something cool for people?" I said, "Yeah, sure." Like that. And I came on and I did that Batman thing. And do you remember him summing up at the end and saying, "Well, that's something I've learned from, because all of you lot are just going to go now, and the only thing you're going to remember from this meeting is that Tony is Batman."
Yeah, all of the good news and all. Yeah, it's very good.
Nobody was fussed about that. It's like, Tony's Batman. It also really shut Sharon up for a little bit, because I said, "I've always wanted to be Batman." She goes, "You are never, ever, ever, ever going to be Batman. Just stop it." And of course, then when I was Batman, you said never, ever, 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 and I told you never, ever, ever, ever is something you should never, ever, ever say.
It's just randomness of the story. It always makes me laugh. Honestly, you always need waterproof mascara when you. It's just the laughing. It's so funny.
Laughing is good.
Hey, Alex has joined
Unless it's maniacal. If it's maniacal and sort of scary, that's not good laughing.
No.
No. If it's like, no, that's never good.
Oh, I like Tim. Thanks for that, Tim. Oh my God. Looking forward to the Halloween one now. This year's flying by. How are we July? It's nearly August now. How is this happening?
August on Saturday. No, Sunday.
Sunday. Yes, my wedding anniversary, 1st of August.
Oh, happy of the wedding anniversary.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? I am going to just cut that bit away. I'm going to overdraw that line. Oh.
So what you're doing now, this is what I end up doing a lot of the time.
What's that? Erasing.
Drawing over it and then erasing too much, and then going and then zooming right into it, and then reducing the size of the eraser again, and then
That's the other thing I struggle with a little bit in here, is that I get no visual preview of the eraser. Right, so there's no like brush size thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Which perplexes me somewhat.
Oh, it's Sean's birthday on the 1st of August. Well, happy birthday, Sean.
Sean Kosel, Sean?
Yeah, Sean's birthday on Sunday. The last day of the 5 things, I believe.
Nice. I'm going to come back to that bit, I think. Actually, I'm going to do it again. I could use shape just here if I wanted a real circle.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to just put some indicative lines in there to remind me to come back to it. No, it looks like a pig's nose. I'm going to change I'm just going to put the pressure dynamics on for a sec. Just put some bits in there, just to remind me it's a lens, or just in case I don't go back to drawing that bit. I'm just assuming that you did know that I'd turned the pressure dynamics off earlier.
How do you set different settings to that?
To what? To the pressure dynamics?
To the what would we call it? It's the circle. I'm going to go up the chat to look at what we actually did end up calling it. That Tony shared and Oliver shared as well. What was it called? The Touch
Oh, the touch shortcut.
The touch
shortcut. Modifier.
Yeah. How do you change the shortcuts? Because I think on mine it just erases. It erases and draws. I don't think it does.
No, it's tool relative. So it will change depending on the tool that you're using. Yeah.
Right.
And if you want to learn where the shortcuts are, you can go to the app settings.
Yes.
And in input, you will see touch. Yeah. And you should find in there a little thing that tells you what will happen. View all touch shortcut functions. There we go. So it'll tell you what the tool specifics are. Okay. And so this is the first position. The primary position is the stuff in the center column.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the secondary is what's there. And you can see there's loads of things at the moment that are unassigned to the secondary, but that doesn't mean they will be forever.
That's good though. I think that's why I need to go have a look. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hopefully that was helpful for everyone else as well.
I just need to redo that there. I noticed I've got a small blob just here. I'm going to get rid of that because otherwise I won't see it.
We've got 4 minutes left, Tony. So where would this sit?
You're joking.
On the main. I know. 4 minutes.
We haven't. We've got 34 minutes left.
Oh, amazing. Oh my gosh, I was thinking, how did we get 4 minutes? Amazing. See? Perfect. We've got loads of time. Any more questions for Tony, by the way?
I was saying, don't put my lunch on yet. Oh, suddenly the audio changed.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Oh. Let me just see if I can find out what's gone on there. Oh, it's because I picked my phone up.
Oh.
Because I picked my phone up to look at the time.
Okay, we should be back normal. It should sound normal again.
You're back.
Yeah. Whenever I pick the phone up, my AirPods switch to the phone. Yeah. As you can see, stuff goes wrong. Is everybody enjoying this? I hope so.
Yeah, Stuart says all good. Time for another cuppa. Definitely. Pop the kettle on. I do say that a lot, but time for a cuppa. That is one of my go-to. Kirsty says loving it.
Cool.
I think what I've been doing in some of the other streams is listening in the background whilst I've been doing my work. And then if there's been something that I've got, I need to, because I have it on my iPad next to me, and then I'll pause it and then go back and then watch the bit. So it's kind of nice to have it in the, it's like having company. And whilst I'm working.
We put the live streams on in the studio quite a lot. If we're working in the front studio, we put them on there and have those on. Chloe will probably be watching this right now. Because we've got a telly that swings out of the wall, so you can see it from the desk. So we've got a sofa opposite it, so if you want to sit on the sofa and watch it, you can watch it from there, but otherwise we can swing it away and out from the wall, so you can watch it.
That's good. Yeah, those brackets are really strong, aren't they?
Yeah, cool, good. Yeah.
Good. Craig is currently moonwalking to the kettle. I like it. That is getting a cuppa in style, moonwalking to a kettle. Shame that we're live. I can't show you my moonwalk joke. I do a really good moonwalk joke. Do you remember, Tony? When I said, do you want to see my moonwalk? Do you remember? And I kind of do literally like I'm an astronaut on the moon, jumping in slow motion. That's my moonwalk. It's a party thing. Very bad joke.
You're hilarious, you are.
But the worst thing is I'm probably the only one that really laughs at it. So maybe it's, yeah.
Do. Oh, I haven't drawn my facey bit in. I should have overdrawn there, but I didn't. I'm going to just try and join. There we are.
So did this sketch just randomly come to you? as a doodle. It was completely random.
Yeah, no, when I left the other studio this morning, I said to Chloe, I have no idea what I'm actually going to draw just yet, but I'll find out when I get there. And do you know what she said? That doesn't come as a surprise.
Well. Oh. Hey, Stuart asks, have you picked a colour palette yet? Can we have lots of colours, please?
Who's asking for lots of colours? Is that you or Stuart? Asking for a friend.
Stuart asked, he inquired whether you'd picked a colour palette. And my request was the colours. Angus says, my dog is joining in with the Elvis snore and chasing rabbits in her sleep. Oh yeah, when they do this in their sleep.
Oh, I love that.
It's so cute, isn't it? There you go. Tim says, if in doubt, neon green and hot pink.
Maddy's go-to palette.
Oh, I'm going for peachy orange with pink today. This is the,
That is not doing it for me at all just there.
And Stuart asked, he wondered if you tackle something with an idea in mind or you just go with your gut. I think it's the latter, isn't it?
Well, no, I do. I don't like being completely without a plan. I find that a little bit unnerving. Not only that, it's people's time. People are watching this and enjoying it, but I'm still being a bit of a thief of their time. So I have to turn something out for it. I've just realised where that's wonky. But so what I'm going to do here, just for a minute, is I'm going to add another layer, just for a moment, and show you where the problem is. I'm going to use a pixel brush, and I'm going to use red just on here. Right. So following the line of this leg down like so, given that it goes to an axle. Right.
Yeah.
Something like that would probably be the shape that's there. And my wheel here is going the other way. Now, for this, it doesn't really matter because it's a fantasy thing. It's not, and it's kind of good that it's possibly off balance a little bit. We don't know what the inner workings of this is. Inside of here, this could be a housing, for example, that has some sort of spherical transfer device inside of it that is the transmission for it. But they are things you'd have to think about if you were doing a job like Klaus Shavinsky does. You would have to think about that, because that would set people on edge. They'd go like, but those dynamics don't work out. And that is something that sometimes you have to do. Here, not so worried, but I thought I'd point it out because it's fun.
Jackie has a good solution for you. You could fix it with some mini pedals.
I
like
could
a unicycle. Yes,
could do.
I see that.
That is a possible solution. Let's go back to the color I had before and just undo that stroke there. So yeah, that is possible. There's a number of different things I could do. What I could do if I really wanted this wheel to go this way, and let's just say, just for argument's sake, I could give a hint that there is some sort of other transfer device in here, like a sort of a universal joint.
That's what Stuart said. He said flexible joint to realign the wheel.
Yeah.
And Angus would like to know, how would the robot stand up when it's not moving?
We'd have to ask it. Well, Stuart, you strike me as somebody who may well at some point have attempted riding a unicycle. If not, give it a go. It's more fun than you think. I have tried, and I persisted with trying until my shins could take no more whacking, and I just said, you know what, I'm kind of done with that.
No.
And I abandoned it. But people on unicycles can give the impression that they are standing still. Whereas what they're doing in effect, and in fact it's the same for a cyclist. I mean, if I'm stopped at lights and I don't want to put a foot down, I can use motion with my pedals to give myself a little bit of extra balance for a short period of time.
Yeah. Kath
So,
now has an image in her head of Tony the Wizard on the unicycle.
yeah, no, that was something that I thought might be funny, but it didn't work out. It did not work out. One of my former students was trying to teach me. Her and her husband, or now husband, he wasn't her husband then, they were running a circus skills thing. What happened there? That was very odd.
Oh, nothing to. Backpedaling at the lights, Catherine.
Yes. It's going to go ahead.
See, that's better already.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh, I went and deselected it, and I meant to erase it. There we go. Yeah. It's. But yeah, they tried to teach me with their circus skills thing, and it wasn't going to happen.
Oh. See, Stuart says, I tried riding a skateboard for the first time in many years. Wasn't as easy as I remembered.
Oh man, I just couldn't afford the time off with the shattered elbows.
Oh. I know. Do you know what though? I've got these in the office, right? I bought these last April for my birthday. Look at these.
They are
old school
spectacular.
Roller boots.
Yeah.
I know. And I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I need to cover myself in pillows, and I'm going to be in A&E. I just know. So, yeah, I haven't had the guts to do it yet. It's not
one of my friends. I haven't seen many people for a couple of years. I guess that's the same for all of us, really. But one of my friends, she'd had a pretty rough time with a couple of things, and she went on her first date in absolutely ages with this chap, and she got on really, really well with him, and they went for a second date. And for a second date, he decided to take them roller skating, because she said she'd done it when she was a kid, and she used to really like it. It's just one of those random things they ended up talking about. She fell and she shattered both of her elbows.
Oh, it's just gone through me. Oh dear, what a date.
I have no idea if they're still in that situation, to be perfectly honest. But no, it was you know those things where you don't know whether to actually I've done it again. Hold on.
Oh, look at the robot.
One of those things where you don't actually know if you want to laugh or cry. It's one of those things where she's telling me, and I'm sort of going, you know, because she'd recovered from it by then. I mean, I'd heard about it, but I hadn't seen it. But when she was telling me about it, I was like, really? That's so bad.
Oh no. Yeah, I did try fire breathing, or is it fire blowing, fire breathing?
Oh, I used to know a girl called Fleur who used to do that. She was awesome.
Oh no, I set my eyebrows on fire, and it wasn't very good. Oh, good times. Yeah, we'll be trying that again. Oh, so look at the robot! Love it.
I'm making judicious use of the overdrawing business here. Like
well, that's something I learned today. I never realised that we could just chop those, because I'd be doing it with the eraser.
I'm not even going to do that and with what I'm going to do next. Actually, I tell a lie, I was not going to, but I am going to trim them. I just thought of something, so let's just do that. It's very quick though, right? It's just, and it's done. And you can add your own sound effects.
What was your sound effect? Give it again. Pew. Nice. Okay.
Pew pew. Da, da, da.
Stuart says he's a clever chap, that Harmer, and Emma says he is indeed.
Oh, is that our Emma?
It is indeed.
Yay!
Hey Emma.
Right, now back to the vector brush. Well, I've got a choice here, you know. I'm going to choose that option. I am going to duplicate that layer. I am going to make the underlying layer active. Then I'm going to make some decisions here. I'm going to go for something that is not quite white. Yeah, and then just get that paint bucket and just start whacking some fills in here just for the minute. Just seeing something else I need to fix. I want the hands to be different colors eventually. Oh man, what do I do there? I'll come back to it in a minute. That's what I'll do, which is Tony speak for I might leave it and see if I get away with it.
I'm interested to see where you're going to shade this to, you know, just the adding, this is the bit I want to learn. Just about
shading.
How you put, yeah, you know, like on a cartoon where it's just really simple. That's
Yeah.
I want to have it. I'm going to
pay
close attention.
Bisectoring, you mean? Okay. I just need to go down here. I need to fix that bit just there. I need to come up to here and see if I can get, if it's going to let me get this bit out. Oh, of course I'm on the wrong. Let me just hide that layer because it's worked. That's good. It's all right. I was just thinking it hasn't done anything, but it has. I've also fixed on the other layer, but I'll combine them in a minute anyway. Probably. Excuse me for a second, just while I think. No. So I've made a small fix down here on the leg. You can't quite see because I'm not indicating it properly. So I'll bring this layer back on. I'm going to turn the underlying layer off just for a second. And then go back and just fix this bit here on this layer.
I see.
Yeah, just there, because I've made the fix on the layer that I'm using for color. I'd normally also try and give these a name just here. So I might, for example, call this one fills just there, because that way I know which one's which when it gets to being in something like Photoshop or wherever. Back to the paint bucket, back to this color, and I'm going to examine that bit there in just a moment because there's some bits that need the fixes. But I am working very quickly. So I won't do that bit there. I'm going to just have a quick look at. Well, let's go to this top layer now, just to make that active. Back to the vector brush, and just see if I can trim away. There we go. Resolved, as they say. These bits here, okay, in the chest region and the face, what I'm going to do there is I'm going to introduce a nice sort of magenta-y heart just there, like that. I think that's cool. And then I'm going to wind this around to a hue like that and make it nice and bright, just to fill in.
Nice.
The face just there. I think that's working. Right, and then just one more bit in there. I'm going to come down and choose a colour for that tire, like so. I think that's working all right. Then I'll go back to the line layer, and then I'm just going to name that like so. Again, so I know which one's which. Always a good idea. And just in case Joe Allen's watching.
He's very big on the organising, isn't he? I learned a lot from him in the Premiere Pro stream that we did last year. Yeah.
Oh man, I was on with him. I'm going to bring the size down. So I'm at 12.5. So I'm going to go to half of that. I'm going to go to about 6, somewhere in that region. 5.5. That would be good enough. Okay. I'm going to come along and start adding some panels in here, just little detail panels. All right, so yeah, when I was on with Joe a little while ago, doing the wall on the floor thing, I went to my desktop and I had a heavy production week, and the desktop was absolutely covered in files that needed organising, and I could almost hear the anxiety in his breath. Like, he's such a lovely guy, though.
No,
he really is. Oh, don't know if you saw that. My ear ejected my AirPod.
Oh no! But you dropped your pen.
No.
This is looking, honestly, that from what we started with at the beginning, you just literally started this from scratch at the beginning of the stream. And yeah, it's so good. Oh, Oliver says, by the way, that he's with Joe on the desktop icons.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah. You have to have a tidy, every now and then, don't you? Although this is a debate, right? And tell me what you do. So some people use their inbox or their Outlook email to store all the messages, so they never delete them. And then other people delete their entire inbox each week, and so they start with either 1 or 2 emails like each week. And I know that I'm on the side where I've probably got about 30,000 emails in my Outlook inbox. What about you? Do you delete everything each week and manage it that way, or do you have? And tell me, anyone else in the chat as well. Are you as bad as I am?
There is no way on God's earth would I use, or anybody else's earth would I use Outlook as an email client ever. One of the girls showed me something the other day, and I said, "Is that Outlook?" And said, "Yes." I said, "Take that off of there and use a different client."
Yeah.
I'm not having that.
Jackie agrees with me. She's the same as me. Thanks, Jackie. I mean, it's bad. I'm sure it takes extra long.
I think inbox 0 is that probably inbox 0 works for some people, but not for all of us, No. And that's the thing. I don't think there is any particular answer. Not only that, I don't care much for things that other people are doing so much,
Yeah.
That doesn't,
this is good.
Just because they're doing it doesn't mean I should do it.
Oliver's definitely a little more organized than I am, but yes. Kirsty loves to eat Gmail and Outlook. Good.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I'm not. Mine's just littered. Mine's just full. I organise some things, and other things I don't.
Yeah, fair enough.
Things like receipts. Then because I have to keep those. Then they get routed to a different place. I've got one tricky little bit here. Things like receipts I route to a place where I can find them, because that's important.
Yeah.
But other things, I just think you're not doing any harm sat where you are.
Exactly.
My forums tab, I kind of clear that pretty quickly. Oh man, I've got another dot just there. But other than that, not worried.
I'm looking forward to getting onto Fresco tonight now. Have a bit of a draw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm doing it in the evening. So, you know, if well, when the football was on, I did a lot of drawing. And now,
Did you?
You know, with just sketches here and there, just little things, just you know, when sometimes you just need an outlet, you just need to get your creativity out there and just get it done, and just have just escape into it, really. And so yes, I'm looking forward. I've got my iPad all charged. I'm charging up the pen right now. So I was going to do another one of the summer things and do another little drawing that I've got in mind, but we'll see. Might be a robot now, a summer robot. Who knows? So it's good.
Robots are awesome.
They are. Good to see Fresco in action. I've spent loads of time in Spark lately, Adobe Spark. So yeah, it's really good to.
There's new features there, isn't there? Hasn't the Spark toolset got some new stuff, or it's got new stuff coming?
New stuff coming for sure, but it's I love it, Adobe Spark. I could stay in there for days.
So enabling for so many people, that Spark toolset, you know, that allows people to communicate.
It
really
does.
Good.
It does. It is so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like this robot. Honestly, this is just so cool. Oh, there you go. Caroline says a summer robot making cocktails on the beach. Yeah. Yes, that is my kind of robot.
You crazy guys and your cocktails and stuff. Wow.
That's got to be done. Oh, do you have? You'd be the kind of guy that would have something like this. You know those vacuum robots that go around, the round ones, and they go around your kitchen and you know, hoover up any little crumbs and bits. Do you have one?
No. I draw the line.
Do anyone else want something? I want one of those. I think Elvis would eat it, but I do want one of those. Let me know if anyone's got one and if they're any good. Do you want to imagine?
I've heard various stories about those things. I don't think they're really for me.
Oh, Alex says he's got one. Oh, hey Dave. Dave's just joined us. Dave Clayton.
Oh, hey Dave.
Hey Dave. We're drawing robots in Fresco and talking about robot vacuums.
Dave will come out with some sort of witty comment like, "Oh, like you mean like the vacuum between Tony's ears?"
Do you know what I was going to say? If only there was a robot that made cup of tea. But then I used to have a tea.
There is.
I used to have like a tea made, and the only thing was the milk that you would have to, because you wouldn't be able to just, you know, do it without them. But yeah, they're out. There are robots that exist with these things.
Right, that one is one where I definitely need that pressure sensitivity on.
Oliver says no robot vacuum here.
There we go. Also, some motion lines. There probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Is the was there an Olympic torch? Did I miss that? The torch?
Yeah, there will be.
What?
There will have been.
How did I miss that from the opening ceremony?
Oh.
Maybe it was towards the end. Maybe I missed it. I was going to say, are we including that here, Tony? Is there going to be some torch?
You're a bit 11th hour to throw that one in, Mads, with 6 minutes to go.
Out of scope. Yeah, of course. Of course.
Nor are they going to be Olympic icons just now. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be.
Yes.
Mind you, we can use the magic of Tim 10-minute overrun on there, I'm sure. Tim, whisper in my ear if we can have the 10-minute overrun, please. I'd like to play my Joker, Tim. Oh, Mads, you missed. Thank you, darling. We had a host quiz last week.
Oh, I missed it.
Such good fun.
Oh, I'll have to rewatch it. That sounds amazing. Who was on?
Tanya, Melanie. It wasn't live. It was just one of the. It was Emma. Emma made a special like summer catch-up meeting for the European hosts.
Oh, I was on holiday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been
Tim
fun.
did Tim's usual magic in there, and he coded a quiz, and it was awesome. It was good fun.
Do you know the video that Tim made following our quiz stream, which we played at Christmas, where I was crying, laughing, and only cats could understand me? And do you know the funniest thing is I was on with Rufus the other day. We were presenting another event, and I was hosting. And Rufus mentioned, he said his girlfriend had mentioned that she said, "Oh, that's Maddy, the one that cried on the live stream." That's how she remembered me. So yeah, that video Tim. Oh my gosh, if anyone remembers.
Maddy does love a good cry.
Oh, you guys make me cry laughing. It's just hilarious.
It's funny.
Oh dear.
Oh man, that's dreadful. Go away. Go away. Come back another day. No, totally skewing that one. Do you know what? Strangely, we don't need that bit there.
Oliver says, Tony's robot looks amazing.
Thank you. Oh, got that lens has got to be filled as well. I'm going to go back to my fill layer, make that active paint bucket. I'm going to fill it with blue just for the minute. Actually, I'm going to fill it with a darker blue.
Dave says, you're the Bob Ross of Fresco.
He's a happy little robot.
And Stuart has asked the question that I asked you originally about shading. How would you shade? How would you tackle shading? This is what I'm
like with this layer here, the one that I've just introduced.
Yeah. Or a new layer, whatever. I've got my pen ready.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the color that I had earlier. I'm going to switch to the HSV sliders, right? And I'm going to bring down the brightness on that, as shadows tend to do. Okay, I'm then going to work around here very quickly.
Where are you drawing right now? I can't see. Are you
Can't see. Oh, I've still got the paint bucket active. That's why. That was amateur hour. Right.
Trying to see where you were.
Right, I'm up here. I'm drawing just underneath the head here. I've got to try and actually, I'll tell you what I can do.
I can see it.
Yeah, I'm going to just increase the weight there. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, so just going to go around here like so, and up and around and down. Tackle the areas first that need the biggest shadows. So back to the brush. By the way, if you are a Fresco user that is constantly frustrated by having to reselect your tools all the time, when you start a new document, you may be frustrated no more, because Fresco now has much improved memory of such things, so which is good news.
Oh, cool.
And remembers loads of your settings and whatever. So basically, Mads, this is kind of how I'd approach it. Something like this, trying to keep in mind the various dimensions that we've got in there. And again, working very, very quickly now, because I'm aware I'm thieving more time off of people, then I'm really allowed.
See, you did
I
something.
could also change the layer to multiply blend mode. That's normally what I do as well. So go to multiply and then do that. So I'm trying to imagine the shape and how the shape would be affected by light and shadow from the different parts here. So there would be a shadow from underneath there. There would definitely be another shadow under here, but as this is a curved surface, behaves slightly differently there. That's in deep shadow there, so I might even need to overlay that with something else. There would also, so I'd then choose another color, so there'd be some shadow under here that would be still quite deep as well.
Asks, is the vector brush acting like the blob tool in Illustrator?
It is very, very similar to the blob brush. Very similar. Not exactly the same, but you know, if you saw the two at a bus stop, you'd think, oh yeah.
What? Oh, Kirsty says Tony Harmon makes my day.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
That's a lovely thing to say. Thank you very much. I'm honoured. See, now here, I think there would be just a little bit of light just hitting that part there. And the one thing I didn't do here, right, which I should point out, by the way, is in my first drawing, I would have established a light source. I would have kind of worked out where the light's going to be coming from. So rather than guessing at this shadow content, I would be.
Because when I drew my inflatable flamingo pool inflatable
that you were lining in your pool.
Yes, and I was trying to draw because you know that when it's 3D and those inflatables always shine kind of bright, you know. So I was trying to draw that, and then I had no light source that I'd identified. So I was just kind of, you know, going for it. But okay, so you would normally identify where the light source would come from, and then So
I'll just switch to a slightly lighter version of that color, and now I'm just adding in some shadows of a different density.
Tim said Tony also makes my day ... harder when asking for bonus time for a stream.
We do. Well, we've still got that going. Oh, Mads, we've got a thing for you to sing. I forgot. We need to get you involved in that. I've had to kind of sideline that. And Tim thinks I'm joking about speaking to that producer from the record company. I'm actually not joking. It's for reals.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let me know when you need me. And Jackie does say, especially when it's lunchtime. Yes, Jackie, it is. Yeah, you can probably hear my kids playing out there, waiting for their lunch. Sorry if you can hear them. There you go.
Oh, yeah, I can hear them now.
Yeah.
There we go. Anyway, that's pretty much where I think I'm going to stop, around about there, I think, just for the minute. Oh, no, actually.
It looks so good.
I say that. There we go. Right, let's turn on some other layers here so we can see them. Whoops, I'll turn that one off. It was on already. There we are. So that's the Olympic rings. We can turn off the scribble layout. We can turn on the text. Hello. There we go. It does need a little bit more. It needs some other icons, I think. Or maybe.
Yeah.
Here's a good idea. What I can do is transform the Olympic rings here. By the way, just so you can see that behavior for snapping, can you see that as I move it? Can you see I've got this guide? Tells me that I'm now aligned with the center of the document, and similarly here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rock this over. Yeah, I'm going to make it super big in the background, like so. That works, I think. Something like that. Done. I can
breaking the frame.
Breaking the frame. I actually don't want to break it with the rings. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add a mask for that layer. So I'm going to create an empty mask. Or shall I draw? No, that'll be fine. And I'm going to set it to draw a shape. So I'll go back to my shapes, back down to the bottom here, get another rectangle, roll that around.
Jackie says, could you clip it to the rectangle?
Yeah, that is essentially what's going to happen. Just there. So something like that. That's what I would do, and then fill that with a colour. Paint bucket. Fill. Why aren't you filling? Oh, it needs to be transformed again now. Oh, that worked beautifully. It didn't really. Let's just try undoing back to that. Anyway, I can fix that later on, but that's what I will do. I will clip it to there, and then maybe throw a couple of other bits in. Oh, now I've got it back now. So let's just try filling that. It's having none of it, is it? Anyway, like I said, I can go ahead and do that later.
Amazing. So we set out about an hour and a half ago to create a poster in Fresco, looking at the Olympics, making a robot. Is it a mascot? Are we saying it's like a mascot to the Olympics?
Yeah, I think so.
A couple of robots already. So a mascot, and this is representing the Olympics and the Paralympics as well. And so you've got the Olympic rings and the Olympics in Japanese at the bottom there.
Yep.
It looks so good. To think we started off and that page had nothing on it. It was an empty page when we started. Great work, Tony. Really good. Are you going to be sharing in Discord? Are you going to be sharing?
I think it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it, really?
Of course. Definitely share it. For sure.
I will do that.
Amazing. Yes. This has been good fun. It's been good catching up with you.
Yes,
really good fun.
And you.
As always. And the live streams will continue on Friday at the same time. Do we know who's on? Yeah, I don't know who's on. Tim, if you could share who's on Friday. Is it him? Oh, Javier Portela we have on Friday. So definitely tune in for more streams. Really great to see everybody in our community, getting involved in the chat today. And, we look forward to Tony sharing this work. Tony, it's been fun, really good fun. And see you again soon.
Yes. Take care. Bye, everybody. See you later.
Bye,
Bye, Maddy.
Bye.